Okay, Google, play the morning playlist.
Okay, playing morning playlist.
People are talking about impact on India. Example, I'll be talking with a lot of examples. Our customer Thank you, guys. Okay, so we are GlobalLogic. We are a Hitachi company. We are a conglomerate of company, a $20 billion giant in digital. Everybody is talking about moving from a telco to a techno, and we are your enablers in that area. We have a design studio, so we enable digital through design, complex engineering from chip to cloud, and data. Each of these are invested practices. Each of these are conglomerate of companies that come together to enable digital for our customers. Uh, we are a global company, 33,000 odd customers, associates or consultants. Just wanted to give you the spread of digital with us. And why this is important is because lot of lot of 5G technology, telecom technology, it started in Nordic and it's now moving to India. Ayush spoke about Make in India and the indigenous platform that we are all building. GlobalLogic has acquired companies in Europe, and we are migrating technology talent in RAN, in software optimized network, in other technologies areas from Europe, from its lab in Europe to India. And that will enable a lot of companies in India to get access to technologies which are not available in India. So I'll jump into 5G at GlobalLogic. What do we do for enabling 5G? As I said, in accelerating your innovation, the key themes for us are, we are your techno partner. Every telecom company has to realize that with 5G as a first software native platform, every company has to partner with mature digital technology players. So some of us, a lot of you, I saw you at MWC, and we spoke about moving from telco to techno. So we are your enabler, your digital enablers. That's our claim to fame. And we are an end-to-end chip-to-cloud company, right? We have made acquisitions and enablers on the chip side of things. So MediaTek is in the room. MobiWheel is a GlobalLogic company, and we work with MediaTek to enable 5G modems for each mobile. All of you are using mobiles. MediaTek 5G modems are driving that. So chip to cloud is our theme, and these are the three things that we unveiled in MWC earlier this year. And I'm going to talk more about Gen AI, and then I'm going to talk about digital telcos and 5G enablers, right? So Gen AI is an area where Hitachi has made $150 million investment because we run an $80 billion conglomerate that needs to be enabled with Gen AI, right? So a lot of you feel Gen AI is still early. We're not seeing the maturity of the technology at the level we want. It's all about choosing the right foundation models, the right LLMs, the right tool sets for developer productivity. And what GlobalLogic is doing is creating a recipe for you, which is an aggregator to help you choose right recipes for Gen AI. I will talk about some examples, right? We are working, Hitachi is the largest provider of rail network, and we are working with Hitachi on their rail factory, which produces metro rail coaches, where we are enabling our first private 5G network. People spoke about private 5G and enabling use cases for that. We are partnering with Ericsson, which happens to be our, one of our significant customers in this area. So alongside Ericsson, we are building the first digital twin private 5G network at a factory in Vermont in Maryland, right? We are talking about software engineering and productivity. In Gen AI, people talk about all this, but hallucination, right? How do you ensure the code that is generated is productive, it is secure, the sources are secure, can I use it, who owns the IP? So we built an entire advisory around how do we enable right practices, secure practices. Explainability is a big thing. We are enabling that through, building a recipe on top of all the Gen AI foundation platforms like OpenAI, Azure API, for you to choose the right ones to solve your problem, right? So we launched this Gen AI studio for telcos at MWC, and I'm proud to tell you that there are 50 adopters of this technology alongside Hitachi, where we are doing active prototype. We're building Gen AI use cases with them, and just sky is the limit of where we want to go. I'll not dive deep into technology side of it, but Gen AI is a jargon. Ultimately, it is enabled by AI architecture, enabled by apps and use cases, but it's a whole full stack. Prompt engineering would enable it. We have, a foundational core model at the base of it. So we are enabling people on various side of Gen AI by building that recipe that I spoke about. So we also have a telco data platform, and we are, with Ericsson, Ericsson team is here. We work on their software SON product, which is a software optimized network product, and our Ireland team owns that product from engineering perspective. We are implementing it at operators like Verizon. But now what we are trying to do is how do we build on top of SON and use Gen AI as a technology, use the GlobalLogic platform to adapt to, Ericsson SON. We're talking about customer experience today, and a lot of customer apps that you see today, including Airtel, Jio, Verizon. Some of these apps, you like them or not, some of them are built by us, our engineers. We enable it. We have a company within our company called Method, which is essentially a very, very niche design studio, which looks at UX not as a problem for solving just the user interface part of it, but how do you define the product journey and the experience end to end. And then we spoke about chip to cloud. We have a company within us called MobiWheel, and MobiWheel are specialized Verilog ideal designers for you for pre-silicon journey. So there are a lot of companies like MediaTek who are leveraging them to define their pre-silicon journey. Our endeavor is today a 5G modem would cost $100, and that itself is such a, it prohibits you from using it over Wi-Fi devices, which is under $10 modem, right? What we are trying to do is miniaturize, optimize the cost, and if you see, MediaTek has proliferated its penetration in mobile, and there's technology that we are building alongside MediaTek on the chip side of things. So I think people spoke about the use cases. People spoke about the fact that ports are going to be enabled with 5G networks. People spoke about custom furniture being built, because a standard out-of-box thing will not work, right? When we were at MWC, we realized that there are 2 or 3 important things that are happening. At pre-silicon level, people are building very specific chipsets that enable 5G in a very efficient way. We are talking about 3x, taking the 3x efficiency that 5G brings to 10x. But on the latter side, we are also talking about how do we enable a more efficient data analytics platform, Gen AI enablement, and so on and so forth. Some very interesting use cases that we are working on is baggage handling, management of ports. We feel 5G is going to be a boon for especially open area networks, your playgrounds, and so we have tied up with Verizon. Verizon is again our large customers, and we are doing 5G, private 5G implementation for them on various use cases. We have chosen 80 use cases, and we are enabling them across globe. So what do we think from future and roadmap perspective, right? We think Open RAN as an ecosystem, and Open RAN is now moving to AI RAN. That's going to be, an enabler of a lot of things, in future. We think generative AI for telcos and networks is going to be large. People are building homegrown low LLMs. People are doing RAG and embedding. We are building our own telco enablers and on the Gen AI and telco network side. So please join us in that journey is what I would urge. We are very excited that LLMs will create revolution on the edge side. When combined with edge, it will give us infinite power to serve the customer real time. And then ultimately, when you enable Gen AI and AI for people, it's going to be very important to keep ethical considerations in mind. How do you avoid hallucination? How do you enable explainability? How do you enable transparent governance of data as you enable that on the Gen AI, right? So that's an area we think GlobalLogic alongside Hitachi is going to add great value. We request all of you to visit us on the booth, and we can follow up on some of the conversations we have initiated here. Thank you, ETTelecom and Muntazir, for this platform. Thank you. At the end of it, we built a 5G lab, an indigenous lab of our own, which is going to act as a test harness for a lot of network components that we are going to, that people are going to deliver in a hybrid ecosystem. India government is calling it Atal Tinkering Lab. Our Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji keeps talking about Atal Tinkering Labs. We are trying to enable that on our own with some partners. We want you to understand that journey. We'll play a small video of what the 5G test automation framework, test framework, that lab looks like. We have moved from managing physical knocks to almost becoming an AI DevOps on the monitoring side. That's what we are trying to enable here. So please watch the video. Thank you, and please visit our booth. We'll be happy to take the
5G
conversation
Clustercraft is a practical implementation of the innovative approach to highly automated development, rapid deployment, and AI-enhanced testing of 5G components in a cloud-agnostic environment. With the GitOps principle at its core, Clustercraft offers real improvements in time-to-market speed for new 5G services, operational cost reduction, and increased network resilience. Clustercraft also incorporates a robust testing framework Megalodon by PPYOS, designed to create and run a diverse set of tests for 5G infrastructure, all from a single, easy-to-use UI. GlobalLogic helps customers build various solutions, from hardware-based deployments to cloud-native CRAN and ORAN, on top of COTS. We constantly advance rack applications to revolutionize automated network operations, focusing on self-healing, deployment, and assurance. The RSC enhancements include a dynamic cell coverage protection wrap for network resilience, AI-driven deployment for efficient network deployment and expansion, and an automated network assurance wrap for quality control, all enhanced by APIs to enrich the automation ecosystem and workflow customization. GlobalLogic expertise and solutions help to cover the growing market of private mobile networks, both 4G and 5G. With tools like 5G Clustercraft, selecting the best vendor and cloud provider has never been easier. These powerful tools from GlobalLogic open a new way for mobile operators to create mobile networks of the future and deploy new services faster, and with lower implementation and maintenance costs. Let's shape the future of mobile networks together.
Fantastic. Let's change the network.